Mute it.
Did I just mute myself or was I muted the whole time?
You've been muted all your life, darling.
You were muted the whole time.
Like, then I have to make up for it. Okay,
Yeah.
welcome everyone. We're here at the Open Diner, and it's a camera on event. We're broadcasting live on Facebook and YouTube. So if you're on Facebook or YouTube, if you want to have some watch parties with friends, that's recommended, please. And also leave your comments, and we'll try to get to those. We'll try to read those. Also, if you have something to eat or drink, this is a dinner altogether. So our topic tonight is look deep into nature. It's a beautiful topic, and can't wait to get to it. But first, we're going to see a video on how to work the mute button and things in Zoom. So if we can see that.
When you start Zoom, your microphone is muted by default. Before you can speak, you must unmute yourself. The mute/unmute button on a computer is at the lower left. On the iPad, it's the first item on top. Remember to mute yourself when you are done speaking. During the event, there might be a need to read from the chat. Roundtable questions will be displayed there. Sometimes answers from other participants are summarized for a later discussion. You can also use the chat to make comments, get technical advice, etc. The chat button on a computer is here in the middle. On the iPad, it is in the three-dot menu here.
Thank you. Okay, great. So we have a great musician tonight. It's Christian. He's going to give us our first song. Hey, Christian, go ahead.
All right. Hey, everyone. How you doing? Hope everyone's doing very well.
We're ready.
This is a message from God to stop the war. This is a message from nature. You can be sure this is a message of love, awakening your soul. This is a message from above. It's time to grow. Lie, la, lie, 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 la, la, lie, 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 la, 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 lie, lie, la, lie, 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 la, la, lie, 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 lie. Somewhere inside your heart, you know it's time for a change, time for love to all. This is a message dressed as COVID-19. Yeah, together we grow, awaken our souls. You can be sure. Lie, la, lie, 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 la, la, lie, 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 la, 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 lie, lie, la, lie, 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 la, la, lie, 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 lie. Somewhere inside your heart, you know it's time for a change and time for love to all. This is a message from nature to every soul, yeah, to all of those who wanna hear and follow. Lie, la, lie, 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 la, la, lie, 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 la 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 la, la 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 la. Lie, 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 la la lie, 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 la 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 lie, lie, la lie, 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 la la lie, 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 lie. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. Stephanie wants to sing. That's wonderful. All right, so we're going to have a chance now to introduce ourselves. So everyone, please introduce yourself, where you're from. My name's Carl. I'm from Florida. And just go around. Everyone, please.
I'm Willie Starks. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
I'm Nancy Bronstein, and I'm from New York. I'm near.
Hi, I'm another Nancy. I'm from Long Island, New York.
I am Stephanie Fisher. I'm from Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
I want to interject one thing. Tell us also how you heard from us, how you heard of us.
Hi, I'm Betsy from Long Island, and I've been here a couple times. I heard about you on Meetup, meetup.com.
Same here.
My name is John. I'm from Charleston, South Carolina, and I heard about this through some friends of mine.
I'm Brandon. I'm from the Bronx, New York, and I heard this from meetup.com.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nina. I've been here since the beginning, and I'm from New York.
I'm Mary. I'm from Albuquerque, and friends told me about this.
I'm Melissa. I'm from New York, from Brooklyn, and I heard about you from my dearest friends.
I'm Roberta from Long Island, New York. I heard from friends, actually, but we're part of the whole team here, so friends.
I'm Teddy from Iowa. I heard about you from friends, but also Meetup.
Good.
I'm
everybody
from New York. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm Marie from Queens, New York, and you wound up in my inbox one day.
I'm Dan from Toronto, Canada, and yeah, a friend introduced me to this.
Hi, I'm Kieran from Virginia. I had signed up on Meetup, I don't know, many months ago, and I just got an email today.
Paula, I'm from New York. I heard about you guys through a friend in Facebook.
Well, I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and I wasn't part of the original team.
Hey everybody, I'm Pam. I'm from Ossining, New York, and I also learned about y'all from Meetup.
I'm Chris
That's
from
everybody.
Philadelphia. Found out from Rono.
I'm Natalia. I'm from Chicago. I've heard about you from friends, and I'm on Meetup.
Okay. I'm not going to interrupt somebody this time. Good. That's everybody. Welcome, everybody. And welcome, everybody on Facebook and YouTube. I have some watch parties. Okay. Tonight, we're going to talk about looking deep into nature. And it's a really interesting topic because when we talk about nature, we're not talking about the trees and flowers and animals and that. We're talking about everything that encompasses us, all of reality. And we're going to talk about how we affect nature and nature affects us. So everything that goes on in our life and in the world is coming from nature. It's a force of nature. There's forces happening all around us all the time. Gravity and the best thing we can do is learn how to work with those forces. Nature is always in balance. It always keeps equilibrium. And if there's parts of nature that are out of balance, nature will react accordingly. Hence the coronavirus. The most important part of nature that affects nature is human beings. It's us. And if we're out of balance, if we're out of equilibrium with nature and the way that nature wants everything to be in harmony, if we're out of balance with that, if in our attitudes and relationships with each other are not harmonious, then nature has to react. And it reacts in certain ways. And one way is the coronavirus. We have these fires, all kinds of ways. It always has to reach balance. So we're finding out now that the more we care for each other, the more we listen to each other and take each other's lives into consideration, the more in balance nature will be. So let's do it, friends. Let's talk about this tonight, and we can avoid all these coronaviruses and all these things from nature that seemingly are harmful, but really they're just here to teach us a lesson. So let's do it, friends. Right now, we're going to have
I've
an
got
icebreaker.
I have a quick question.
Can she ask a question now? If it's quick, go ahead, Nancy.
Nature is too big, nature is reacting now. The trees, the planet, the whole thing.
Okay, let's talk about it, and we're going to have a round discussion.
No, I mean,
and we'll talk about it.
I don't understand what you mean by nature. It seems
We'll all explain it. We'll all explain it together, and we'll figure it out together.
All right.
Sorry, I wasn't so explicit in my explanation, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so we're going to have an icebreaker game, and I think it's Roberta's going to give us that.
Yes.
Roberta?
Thanks, Carl. Hi, everybody. Again, an open diner, another Thursday. I don't know where the week goes, really, but Carl was saying about nature, and I'm going to say just a tidbit about nature and science and what scientists are finding. What does nature do to our brain? Scientists are finding it has a profound impact on our behavior. It reduces anxiety being in nature, stress. It increases our intention, a capacity to actually be creative, and our ability to connect with people. So the icebreaker question, just with that little tidbit there, the icebreaker question is, share with us a happy, memorable, meaningful moment or experience you had when you were with other people in nature, and describe why being in nature made this moment memorable. So like as an example, you could say a wedding or camping or hiking. So it's going to be popcorn style. So anybody could, just unmute yourself and just share stories with us. Where did nature, I'll put actually it in the chat also, the question, the icebreaker. So whoever wants to go first and want to share with us, that would be wonderful. Share a memorable.
I could.
Please.
All right.
Go ahead,
I've been up here in North Carolina for about 10 years, or a little over 10 years. And I had moved up here with a boyfriend, and he liked to hike. And I basically hadn't been out in nature for many years since childhood. And thankfully, we went on a trip towards the Asheville area, which is just beautiful. It's surrounded by mountains, and it's got about 2,000 waterfalls. And so we went to this amazing location called Graveyard Fields, which is just grassland. And there is these beautiful flowers growing, and got close to bees and their raspberries and blackberries. It was just a really amazing experience. And another time was when we went to a waterfall called Crabtree. And it was a tree that was sitting on a rock at the base of the falls. So it was just this incredible experience.
Beautiful. Thank you, Stephanie. Maybe we could, I could listen all day to your story, but maybe we'll keep it just a little bit short. We have, I think, 26 people on the call. So maybe just a little bit, a memorable moment in nature that made it better because it was in nature with others. So whoever wants to continue.
All right, I will continue now, if I may. Memorable time for me was in nature, was family reunion. We out in the open, a beautiful day, beautiful cloud, beautiful weather, kids running around having fun, plenty of food. I remember that.
I have a recent kayaking with my sister and getting away from, the shore and being out there and seeing snowy egrets and osprey and swans and being right close to them and enjoying nature.
Hey, this is Kieran again. I have let me share my video. I have a recent one at Lake George. Been camping a few times up there this year already. But yeah, just being in Lake George, picking up pebbles from within the lake and just throwing it as far as you can with a few friends. Just simple activity like that almost made the year feel memorable.
I spent 2 magic summers during my college years working on archaeological site, but we lived in tents inside of medieval fortress, and the site was outside of this fortress. So it was day long being outside with sunrise till ending day with the singing around the bonfire under the stars and working on the site. It was absolute magic.
Yeah.
Here now.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Okay. Taking a road trip with my friends to see a comedy show in Boston, Massachusetts. That was a good time for me.
Here in Albuquerque, there are mountains on the east side of the city, and in the afternoon when the sun is setting on the west, when the atmospheric conditions are right, the mountains turn this bright rosy color. The name of the mountains are the Sandias, which means watermelon. My husband and I watch for that every day because it is glorious.
I was sitting outside the Western Wall in Jerusalem, and you could hear the prayers coming over the loudspeaker. And as I was sitting there, there was these flowers, beautiful purple flowers, and these bees were just like inside these flowers. It was like a whole universe just happening right inside that one small space. It was just absolutely amazing.
I was kayaking and got the opportunity to walk up a waterfall, and it was so cold, and just taking in that from that really, really hot day, and then just being in that cold water and walking all the way up this hill with the right shoes on. So that was fantastic.
2 weeks ago, my oldest, closest friend got married. She wanted to invite people and to be social distance, but very casual. So we did a hike, and I officiated the wedding. And it was just beautiful to have all of her friends all around and getting to do that for my friend and be out in nature. And it rained like crazy downpour while we were hiking up this mountain. Really beautiful.
Yeah, for me, I think most of the best weddings have always been outdoor for me. It's just by the lake. They say water is calming. And I would agree with that. It's always a beautiful thing, even when it rains a bit. Maybe not too strong, but
Some days ago, years ago, I was climbing the mountains, the highest we can find. Sometimes we spend like months in the mountains without seeing anyone except for the people that we were climbing the mountains with. And the beauty of, and it was around the world, the beauty of the mountains and the connection with the people you are building, that your life basically depends on, and their lives depends on you. It's incredible. And in this connection between the people, the glory of the nature, like, it's blooming, because you see it not only through your eyes, but through the eyes of everyone that you are with.
We have another minute if somebody wants to add.
I did a hike last year with AMC in New Jersey. And when I first got there, I found out it was going to be a night hike. So to be honest with you, I was really nervous, but it was with a group of people. We were told to, we could hold lanterns, but then everyone said, shut off your lanterns and just let the moonlight light your path. And it really did. And it was just great being with everybody. We kind of felt safe, but it was beautiful. It was like alone, but together at the same time. So it was really nice.
I was on a beach in, I think it was Punta Cana several years ago. And the person I was with, we were walking along toward the shore, and he spots this little crab that came out of the sand. And it was like the crab was playing hide and seek with us, because we'd go in and come out and go in and come out. It was just the cutest thing.
Stephanie added to her story in the chat. She says, it helped me realize that microscopic organisms have full consciousness. That's amazing.
Yeah, I was viewing video footage that my ex-boyfriend had taken of a
We lost you, Stephanie. I'm sure it was a picture of a microscopic.
I got muted.
Yeah. Okay, do you want to add something else to that?
So the microscopic organism was a stentor. That's all I was wanting to finish.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, we have a bunch of more things we're going to do tonight. We're going to see a video. We're going to do roundtable discussions like Carl was saying. So the next thing we're going to do, we hear another song from a great musician, Chris. So thank you, everybody, for sharing your stories.
All right. Many moons ago, the world was moving slow. Had a feeling it was flowing. Man came along and then he tried to rule the show. Couldn't stop himself from knowing. Mother Nature put us back into our place. Wrapped up one into a tether. Now it's time to find the truth and hold this space. Gotta feel it all together. It's got me feeling so alive again. It's got me feeling so alive again. Whoa, we're all feeling so alive again. Whoa, yeah, we're all feeling so alive again. Single system holding us, it feels so right. Let's try to make it all for good, yeah. No inhibitions in this world that's so alive. It's only wholeness taking over. So come along put your mark into this picture. Start to feel, yeah. Start to feel what's real between us. I need auto-tune for this one. It's got me feeling so alive again. Da, 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 dum, da, da, dum, dum. Whoa. It's got me feeling so alive again. Whoa, yeah. We're all feeling so alive again. Oh, yeah. We're all feeling so alive again. I feel alive. Let's be alive. It's got me feeling so alive again. It's got me feeling so alive again. Whoa, yeah. We're all feeling so alive again. Whoa, yeah. We're all feeling so alive again.
I was so into the song, I was like, forgot what was next and everything. That was great. Okay, we're gonna see a video now. And the producer of the video is here with us. His name is John. And he also had somebody that did the music behind. Wasn't able to make it with us tonight. It's a beautiful video. John?
Thanks, Carl. And just to add to what Carl was saying, it's really nice when you actually can connect with anyone in a project. It makes it so much more fulfilling. Tash, you guys maybe have seen him. You saw his music. He's a great musician, and he actually did the music. And what was so wonderful about this this venture is that when I was doing the narration and explaining the video to him, in that connection, he was able to come up with like the perfect music to actually be able to play throughout the track, which you'll be able to hear. But the beginnings of the project had to do with being connected with other people that kind of see deeper into nature. And so those friends that great friends of mine actually helped me to be able to see the same things that they see, these messages that are in nature constantly. And at the same time, you can actually feel something even when we're talking about nature together, because it's something that we all can connect to, we all relate to. So what is that actual pull? What is nature actually trying to teach us? Is it more to it than just feeling good? And so there was a huge desire to actually produce a video like this, something that anyone could relate to, anyone could feel, and really be able to start to maybe connect the dots of this language that's in front of us all the time and what it's speaking to. And is there a higher reason for it? Is there a bigger purpose for all the experiences that we have? So without further ado, let's sit back and open our hearts mainly, and because that's where the magic happens between us. So Carl, back to you.
When we think of examples of connection found in nature, often the images that come to mind might be those of an ant colony, or a flock of starlings, or even massive schools of fish, all moving together in harmony as if they were just one being. It even seems like there is an unspoken language that exists between these different species that keep the whole organism thriving, working, and cohabitating together. When we compare the social structure of these different species to that of modern man, It raises many questions concerning how we relate to one another and the current plight of the human condition. What is the actual impact on our planet as a result of broken relations between us as humans? Is it possible that the root of the issues that we are facing today, such as war, poverty, crime, and the Earth's ecological crisis, all stem from the lack of connection between human beings? Let's take a closer look. Let us first take a look at the practice of labeling as an example relating to broken relations between people. We live in a society that has become obsessed with this practice. To label in the sense that we are using it here is defined as to assign to a category, especially inaccurately or restrictively. Examples of this would be statements like, he is fat, she is pretty, that race is, etc., etc. If we honestly think about it, for most of our lives we have heard and accepted many of these labels unwittingly on a subconscious level and allowed these to determine our willingness to connect with others or not. How is this phenomenon influencing our current view of the people around us? Are we unknowingly judging others based on preconceived notions that have been embedded within our own psyche? If so, how do we begin to reverse engineer this process that has been stamped on us that creates the illusion of separation, so that we can come into a space where we begin to emulate nature that is balanced, unified, and whole? Connection is the key, and nature readily lends itself as the blueprint for how we as humans should begin to relate to one another. Everything in nature has a role to play. Even though they are all different roles that are being expressed through nature, they are all connected, balanced, and unified to complete one overall picture that sustains the fabric of life on the planet. As we begin to move in this same direction in our connections with others, we no longer relate to each other from limiting viewpoints, which causes separation, such as societal labeling that we use as an example. Rather, we begin to focus on the things that connect us as one organism, like the ants, the starlings, and the schools of fish, which always operate from the aspect of the whole and not individual interest. There are no egoistic calculations of differences or separation that enter into the collective awareness of these species. They are unified in one purpose, which is to the benefit of the entire organism as a whole, leaving them in a field of equilibrium with all of nature. Within our collective consciousness, we are all aware of having a desire to connect, and we feel the need for it. We could even go as far as to say that our survival is absolutely dependent on this. We live in a society today that only seeks self-interest, from the average person on the street to the highest levels of government, and we see the end results all around us, such as war, poverty, misery, and a sense of hopelessness. Let's ask this question to ourselves. What could we begin to create together out of agreeing to be in equilibrium with nature through building authentic connections with one another? What if we decided to be in agreement to see past all of the illusions that seemingly separate us? We truly have a chance here to actually create a completely different reality than the one that we have been creating thus far. Let's begin to connect and integrate as part of the naturally occurring processes that we see unfolding all around us within nature itself. Let's begin to work together to build these authentic connections. The ironic thing here is that nature has the uncanny ability to correct itself, to restore balance and harmony. We are part of this system whether we agree or not. We have an opportunity to run willingly ahead of nature, to equalize with it for the benefit of all. The other option is to remain self-serving and egoistic in our relations with others, only to be pushed from behind by the force of nature that will always seek to balance itself for the good of the whole.
Wow. That's such a yeah, I agree. The music by Tosh is just like really puts you in it and John, your ability to share ideas in a heart-centered way is just awesome. And your voice is like really puts you there. So bravo. Thank you so much for being here and giving us that introduction. I think we all really felt that. And it's really the perfect segue to go into our roundtable discussion, which we can call our main event. Rono, could you put the slide up for the etiquette?
That was absolutely beautiful.
Thank you, Nancy. So, so could you mute yourself, Nancy, and anybody else that might not be? So we like to have roundtable etiquette. The main reason is that exactly like John was talking about in this short film, is we are not in this place yet of equilibrium, but we need to exercise it like a muscle in order to get there. And this roundtable discussion is where we start to flex the muscle. And what we're trying to do here is we're trying to create this space of integration, interconnection, oneness. This is the true reality that nature is, and we're seeing it now more than ever before. It's revealing itself to us. And so this is the place where we really kind of put that into play. So these are just 4 of the kind of rules. So just like we were saying that nature has a set of rules that it operates in, so do we when we're trying to mimic that, right? So we were saying that we can restore balance to nature when we start to also create equilibrium between us. So these 4 rules are the ones that we picked out that we thought were the most compelling and the kind of easiest. For those of you that have been with us for a while, we added one. We were doing 3 before. We'll probably keep adding the more that we progress through the system. So these are the 4 that we want to keep to. The first one is everyone is equal and very important, right? And that seems kind of silly, but it's something that we don't normally do in our lives. So we want to equalize ourselves with everybody else. Rule number 2 is we go around the table, we speak briefly, and we stay on topic. Also very important to keep the momentum of what we're doing. Number 3, we listen attentively. Often we think we're listening attentively, but we're actually not. We're thinking about what we're going to say when it's our turn. Let's let go of that completely. Let's listen as though it's ourselves speaking through somebody else's body. Number 4, there are no right or wrong answers. The truth is in the center of our connection. This is super, super important, right? Because none of us have the answer, but collectively, like Carl was saying before, that's where we reach the state of coming to the true answer. So with that in mind, this is very exciting. I'm really excited for tonight's roundtable. So we're going to start with first question. First question is, how can we begin to restore balance and harmony with nature? So how can we begin to restore balance and harmony with nature? So I'm going to, I think what we're going to do, we have a lot of people today. I think we're going to start by doing Italian style. So Italian style is, I'm going to call on the first person, and then that person is going to, well, I'm going to give my answer, and then I'm going to call on somebody else. That person's going to answer, and then they're going to call on somebody else. And we're going to go around that way. Okay, so how can we begin to restore balance and harmony with nature? I think we can begin by, first of all, like taking care of our absolute necessities. So whatever it is that you need to do, if you need to exercise, if you need to get your work out of your way, if you need to do deep breathing, whatever it is to keep yourself in a calm, neutral place so that you can relate to other people well, I think that's a good start. And I would like to call on Betsy.
I'm thinking that it's important to get children out in nature and make sure that they get time outside every day, because I know a lot of children don't now. I think that would, help for future generations. Absolutely.
Remember to call on somebody, Betsy.
Sorry, I call on Marie.
I'm thinking that we have to stop labeling people and putting people in these boxes, these categories that we have, and open ourselves up to experiencing the world maybe how someone else experiences it. The country is so divided right now. The whole world is so divided right now. We're not looking at our common aspects. We're all human. We're all human. That's my take on it.
Remember to call on somebody, Marie.
Oh, sure. Nancy.
Before we have balance, we've got to recognize there's imbalance, and we have to acknowledge it and work on it. Because if we ignore the imbalance, as you see right now in nature, we have to take responsibility. Everybody has to take responsibility for their part, because we can't do it separately. And let me see. I don't know. I can't see people. John, did you say something? No, I'm calling on John.
I think what everybody said is right on. It's a matter of really going above, let's say, like Marie was talking about, party lines divided and all those things, and there's a higher choice. You just have to be above it, and in the space of humanness, as you were explaining, and not be weighed down by persuasive whatever's in place right now, but start to seek something different within one another and be responsible. Pamela.
When I was thinking about this question, I think we have to slow down. We're just so go. And sometimes I think it's part of the Northeast region where I live, but I think it's similar everywhere. If we could just slow things down and focus a little, and the only way to focus is to slow things down, then I think we would internally be able to kind of look into ourselves and see what's going on in the world, and be able to then appreciate other people's perspectives and what they're going through. So I think we just need to slow down as a world.
So Pamela, if you could just call on one other person.
How about Nina? Did she go?
Okay, so Nina, before you go, if you could just try to speak brief and call on one other person to speak brief, and then we're going to switch to the next question.
Yeah, like everyone's been saying, nature has given us a lot of really beautiful examples, some of which we saw in this amazing video that we watched. And we should try to mimic nature. We should try to not be disruptive elements in nature, in regard to nature itself and in regard to one another. Treat each other with more consideration and kindness. Do you want me to pick another person first, or go to the?
Yeah, let's go. Call somebody, and then I'll give the next question for them.
Okay, Nancy Anzaloni. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Okay, so Nancy, hold on one second. I'm going to ask the next question, and you'll start us out. So the second question is: give an example of how you personally can begin to act in order to benefit the whole rather than your own individual interests.
Okay, so I would say probably with what's in the instructions about listening. And I think that's so true that so many of us really listen to respond rather than actually listening. And I think like, and again, especially because with today's political divisiveness, so many people just want to prove their point rather than listening. And I think there would be so much more healing if we could listen to one another, to really understand, again, without the intention of just trying to prove one's points and find common ground. I'll pick, let's see, Ronald.
Thanks, Nancy. I think I could continue what you were saying about listening by, in general, make room for others. Nature does that. Nature has a place for everyone. Everyone is counted and everyone is important, like the workshop was saying. So that's how I think about it. Barbara.
Barbara, you muted. Unmute yourself.
Okay. We have to consider each other in every aspect of our lives. We have to love each other. We have to look out for each other. So if we do that, this world would be a better place today. That's my stake. Let me see a name. Wait, let me get there. John went already, right? Eva, go.
Thank you, Barbara. And thank you. And nicely said. It's exactly, if we can just pay attention to each other needs, to each other, mood, everything. If we noticed each other, because sometimes we are not. We are just all alone in the world, no matter that we're surrounded with so many people, we are alone. So if we can notice each other and pay attention to them, that would be a better place for all of us. Thank you. And Stephanie.
Hi. So I feel that trauma has been in the picture quite a bit lately. And I would like people I have trauma myself, and I'd like people to help themselves work through it in whatever ways, and to start meditating in nature around a tree. I place no blame on people that have trauma, of course, but I feel like it would help the world if people do take an initial step of focusing on themselves and their particular traumas in order to get to a point where they can help the world.
You guys, can I say something?
Wait, let's stay within the workshop rules. It's really important. Stephanie, can you call on the next person?
Sorry, oh yeah, that's right. Sorry. Let's see. Dan?
Yeah, I think introspection, like someone was talking about the rules of the round table, and you don't realize how much you don't listen until you're here. And so if I start with that, at least I can identify that, hey, I thought I was doing pretty good, but maybe I'm not doing so good. So it gives me something to look at and pursue to fix. Like, we definitely have to listen, and nobody does that, including myself sometimes, I think. Nancy, did you go?
One of them went. Not one of them. The other one went.
Okay, then you go.
I just wanted to say one thing quick. This is very important. I was walking to the vet today, and there was a woman that she was older. And I looked at her, I just could sense it. And I looked at her and I said, "Do you need any help?" And she said, "Well, actually," and she told me what was going on, her cramps and this and that. She goes, I said to her, "Just relax and breathe deeply." And she said, "You know what? Thank you so much for stopping." Those things, looking out for each other made me feel good, made her feel good. That's all I want to say.
Thank you, Nancy. We're going to end there because that was really beautiful. I just want to thank everybody because we have a bunch of new people today, and I mean, I feel like we didn't get to hear everybody, but hopefully we'll have a little bit of time afterwards. But I just want to thank everybody for really being in it and for recognizing the importance of what we're doing. And I think we all really felt it. So now, without further ado, we're going to have a little party. So everybody knows this is my favorite part. So we're going to have a little dance party together. We're just going to go crazy today. I think that's what we need to do. Just let loose. I don't even know what song is coming on, but I can't wait. And so the way we're going to do it is when you guys got a sense a little bit before of how the spotlighting goes when Chris was singing for us. So the camera's going to, the tech person is going to land on each person. When it's your turn, you're going to see a text box in the middle of your screen. You're going to want to look at it and try to discern. Forget about it. It means that you're on the main screen. Just do a dance move, get crazy. Everybody's going to follow you until it goes to the next person. And the next person is going to ignore the text box in the middle of the screen. And they're going to do a crazy dance move that we're all going to follow. And so we're going to continue and have a dance party of connection and celebration.
That was a short song. All we did was this.
That was pretty crazy, I have to tell.
Obviously, there's a technical problem.
Yep.
And hold on to your name, finding love in the seasons, without loving in vain.
A warm up. Just lead us through a dance.
Natalia, please stop.
Rono, if you like, I can share a song if you spotlight.
Do we want to do that, or do we want to go into impressions? Oh, here we go.
Waking up to a new day, we're looking for some. If it feels that you lost your way, there's nowhere else to run.
Thank you, everybody. Wow, a lot of nice moves. I'm all loose now, like a long necked goose. Okay, so this is time for impressions. What you felt about tonight? Any recommendations on something we might be able to do for another night? How was it for you all? Let us hear. And also in Facebook and YouTube, put your comments there too.
Okay.
I just want to say it's great having connection. Be able to come together as one with love in our heart, an open heart, open mind. Thank you.
You know what? I thought it was very difficult tonight because what it reminded me of is that we're now living the reality of what it means when someone doesn't care. It has had hundreds of thousands of reactions. There have been, you know what I'm saying. We're just living with somebody who shows that lack of connection brings destruction. And so it was frustrating. It reminded me of it.
Thank you, Nancy. I like how when mostly the answers that we came up with all together were about not thinking about ourselves, but thinking about others. And that's a hard thing to do. And everybody answered that. So that was something that we came up with together. I really like that. Quick, if somebody has, yeah, go ahead, John.
My impression from the round tables is or the whole event is that to be in an environment where you feel everyone reaching for something higher. Internally, we all know that there's something higher. It's kind of like built inside of us, and to actually feel that in the connection in this room is absolutely amazing. And so we're making a choice. Nature gives us a choice, and we're taking the higher choice. Thank you.
I heard a lot of hope, a lot of joy in this room tonight.
Yeah, and just, Nancy, there is a solution. That's the beauty of it. And we felt it, I think, today, that's what we created here. You know, that is the beauty that we can spread out, each of us. And you already started doing that.
I like the optimism. I'm just so filled with dread.
Actually, Nancy, you're the one you answered it in your answer to the round table. You said that we need to first recognize it. So I take it as, a first step that you felt that, because you're right. We do need to feel the brokenness before we can fix it.
Thank you.
I like that too. I wanted to actually comment on what she said, because I won't know hate, or I won't know love until I know hate, hot, cold. It's all these opposites that we learn from. So I think you used, I forget the word you used, but it was, the all is lost. And then we find that other great side. Thank you.
I love this place. All of us.
I think tonight was phenomenal. I related more to this week's movie. And what I think is extraordinary is how we were all able to come together. We don't really know each other that well. But
that's the tone you get to. Barbara, can you mute? Yeah, thank you.
Just let me finish. I just think, like, if I met one of you on the street, we'd have a connection. We'd be able to talk to each other and have a relationship. So, if more people could do that in their community, the world would be a better place.
Yeah, it'd be like a new type of virus. Great
A good
connection.
one.
An idea I have had is to openly share with community, just leaving like food items or any necessities someone might need. Like someone could start posting what they need and others could respond.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. What a beautiful night. That was so great, everybody. Thanks so much. Rono, if you want to put up the slide with all the Facebook page and Instagram. So you can follow us here on Instagram. Be sure to follow us there. And if you want links to the videos that we watched, they're on our Facebook page. So you can follow us on all these Meetup and YouTube, and you can see previous videos of questions, of roundtables that we've had, different videos, different clips. So thank you very much. Thank you for the tech team. Thank you for the content team. And Christian's not here; he had to run off. But thank you, Christian. And thank you, everybody. We have this because of you, and it's really a good time. It's amazing.
Facebook.com/
Open Diner.
Okay, thanks.
Come back next week, 6:30.
Stephanie, you're very welcome. We're so happy to have you with us. I was going to say, if everybody wants to try to bring one friend next week and just expand the circle, that would be amazing.
I tried to get somebody. Okay, Facebook.com/ Open Diner.
Thank you. Great.
Good night, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thanks,
It
everyone.
was
Night.
incredible.
Thanks.
Fabulous.
Thank you.
Good week, everybody. Till next
Thank
week.
you.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.